This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, keeping you informed about the happenings in Annapolis and the area. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and of course, local weather. The Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Friday, September 27th, 2019. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Yesterday afternoon at about 5:15, the Anne Arundel County Fire Department responded to the 1500 block of Crofton Parkway for a bicycle accident where a bicyclist was hit by a vehicle. The injuries were severe enough that a Maryland State Police medevac helicopter was called into the scene. It landed at Crofton Elementary School and took the victim to the R. Adams Cowley Shock Trauma Center in Baltimore. We do not know the details surrounding the incident at this point. The driver did stop, but the condition, the age, the name of the victim is unknown at this time, and we will update that a little bit later today when we do find that out. So you want to make sure you're checking out eyeonannapolis.net a little bit later on today. On Tuesday and Wednesday, the Annapolis Police Department's Flex units conducted what they call an initiative in the Harbor House, Eastport Terrace, and Clay Street communities, targeting illegal drug sales, non-fatal drug overdoses, and firearm-related violence. All in all, it led to the seizure of $1,400 worth of illegal drugs and a loaded handgun and 5 arrests. Arrested was Devontae Butler. He was in the 1100 block of Madison Street in the Harbor House community. Police realized that he was banned from the property. He ran from the police and he unsuccessfully tried to flee into a locked apartment. When police did get them, they found a bunch of drugs on him and he was charged with various drug counts. He was released from the Jennifer Road Detention Center after posting a $1,000 bond. Up next was Larry Hucks. He was in the 1100 block of President Street when officers saw him. He had a warrant for failure to appear in court, and when officers tried to approach him, he too fled. He was found later in a parked vehicle. He gave officers a false name. When they brought a canine out, they found drugs and a loaded weapon in his vehicle. He was also charged with a number of drug charges, and he is being held at the Jennifer Road Detention Facility without bond. Also during that initiative, they arrested Otto Gordy for trespassing in the Eastport Terrace community. He is banned from Housing Authority of the City of Annapolis property, and he was released on his own recognizance. Over on the other side of the town in the Clay Street community, they were on Pleasant Street around 1 a.m. on the 25th. They saw 4 subjects sitting in the rear parking lot of an apartment building. When the officers approached them, Ryan McCormick, 18, of Harwood, stepped out of the driver's seat, and police saw a bag of weed on his driver's seat. His front seat passenger, Leroy Harrod of North Beach, also exited the vehicle, and he also had a bag of weed on his front seat. The two of them were arrested and charged with a criminal citation for having marijuana more than 10 grams. The 2 passengers in the back of the seat were not charged. Annapolis Police getting serious about drugs and weapons in town. Good to hear. The mayor and the city council have a decision to make by November 22nd about the opioid case. If you'll remember, the mayor hired his personal attorney to represent the city in a $400 million lawsuit against various opioid manufacturers. Now, a federal judge has included the city of Annapolis in a settlement class as certified by the federal court. It's a decision that wasn't made by the city, and it was totally involuntary. Now, the city has to decide whether they want to be a part of that class or go it alone. There is no final offer pending, so we have no idea what, if anything, we would get out of that federal case where we've been enjoined with dozens of municipal entities across the country. They do need to make that decision by November 22nd. And just to refresh your memory, Joe Gormley, who is the attorney that was hired by the city, will receive 25% of any judgment or settlement granted to the city. In addition, he will be reimbursed for any expenses incurred. We confirm with the city that any and all expenses are the responsibility of Gormley if and until there is a judgment or a settlement. And if nothing comes of it, Gormley is totally responsible for that. The Capitol had an article yesterday afternoon that was really kind of a bummer for me. Bay Weekly, which is an Annapolis-based weekly newspaper started back in 1993, is planning to close at the end of the year. Now, I really like this magazine for any number of reasons. It was a free weekly distributed in coffee shops and primarily down in South County. But it was a family-run business. The people there were great. Sandy, Alex, and Lisa had a heavy bent on the environment, and it really was just sort of a fun weekly newspaper to read. Personally, I love the News of the Weird, which was a column that they ran, and ultimately they just figured out that the printed news business has changed significantly, and they will be wrapping up at the end of the year. So very sorry to see Bay Weekly go. Hey, if you're a fan of Busboys and Poets in D.C., they're going to be opening up a new restaurant in Columbia in 2020. This will be the furthest that the neighborhood cafe and bookstore has ventured from their Washington, D.C. roots since they first opened up in 2005. They held a groundbreaking a couple days ago out in Columbia, and it's in the Merriweather district, which is just adjacent to the Merriweather Post Pavilion. Now, this Columbia Eatery is going to be the 8th location for Busboys and Poets. We'll have 10,000 square feet of space and seating for 400 people. At the groundbreaking, owner Andy Shalal said that the Baltimore region makes up the chain's second largest customer base, and that he is also looking at properties in downtown Baltimore, saying that he would not mind being in downtown Baltimore at all. So kind of exciting to see Busboys and Poets expanding out our way a little bit. And finally, you want to check out our Legacy Business Spotlight on Saturday. Up this week, we talked with Kevin Colbeck, who is the owner of one of our favorite local watering holes, Davis's Pub. All right, that is about it for the top news today. Please make sure you're checking out eyeonannapolis.net for updates throughout the day. We will have something on that bicyclist that was hit up in Crofton. If you are someplace that you can give us a recommendation or a review, please do that. And let your friends and family know about us as well. Other than that, hang tight. We've got George Young with your local DMV weather coming up. It is Friday, so we do have a long list of things for you to consider doing this weekend. All of that is coming up right now.
September 28th, the second annual Twist and Stout Festival at Quiet Waters Park along the shores of the South River. Twist and Stout, a Maryland wine, craft beer, food, and arts festival presented by the Anne Arundel County Department of Recreation and Parks along with the Maryland Wineries Association. Sample dozens of craft beers and Maryland wines. There's music all day starring the Groove Spot Band, along with the Naptown Brass Band and Vertigo Red. Watch the Plein Air Painters and shop dozens of artisans, crafters, and food trucks. Tickets are on sale now at twistandstout.org. That's TWISTANDSTOUT.org. September 28th, Twist and Stout at Quiet Waters Park, noon till 6. Tickets at twistandstout.org. Going out? You need the most up-to-date local weather. Here's George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis with today's forecast.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Friday, September 27th. At this point, the forecast of sunshine and highs in the 80s is beyond a broken record, but that's the outlook for today and this weekend, and even much of next week. So while we're all ready for more seasonal 60s and 70s for highs, we should probably enjoy the 80s while we have it, because it will be rainy and 45 before we know it. So have fun outside today through the weekend, wherever you are and whatever you do, and plan for more of the same next week as we close out September on Monday and officially kick off October on Tuesday with more above average temps. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DMV Weather. Make it a great weekend out there, and be sure to get our free app on all of your devices by searching for DCMDVA Weather in the Apple or Google App Stores, and also follow us on Facebook and Twitter and on our website at dmvweather.com so you can always stay weather informed.
When a ring from the United States Naval Academy comes into Zachary's for a center stone, it always makes us wonder, where's this one going? Where's this one been? A nuclear sub in the North Atlantic? A carrier deck in the South Pacific? The moon? 52 astronauts are Academy graduates, from Iwo Jima to Okinawa, Corregidor to the Coral Sea, Midway to the Persian Gulf, Congress to the White House. These rings go where America goes. 73 that went to war were awarded the Medal of Honor. But wherever they go, wherever they may serve, our admiration goes with them.
Zachary's. Online at zacharysjewelers.com. More than a jewelry store, a jeweler.
Every weekend, there's something exciting going on in the Annapolis area. Be sure to visit eyeonannapolis.net to sign up for a newsletter highlighting all the weekend events. Here are our top picks for this weekend.
It is a busy, busy weekend, that's for sure. Two ongoing things. We've got the Maryland Renaissance Festival up in Crownsville, as well as the Homestead Gardens Fall Festival. That's happening every weekend through the end of October, and I was there last weekend, and they got a lot of good stuff there, so you want to get on up to Homestead Gardens and check that out. Up tonight, SoFo, the South Forest Drive Corridor Business Association, is presenting another movie under the stars. This one is the classic Mutiny on the Bounty. The whole event gets underway at 5 p.m., and this all happens adjacent to the Eastport Library right there on Hillsmere Drive. As I said, it gets underway at 5 p.m. There will be live music. There will be food. There will be free popcorn from KB True Value. There will be ice cream from Brewster's, beer and wine garden from Bay Ridge Wine and Spirits, and much more. The movie itself starts at 7 p.m. Bring your own blanket, chair, kick back, relax, and have fun. Tomorrow is when it sort of really ramps up. Down at City Dock from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., it is the 30th annual Kunta Kinte Heritage Festival. This will be a day full of education and cultural heritage, live music, dance, entertainment, a children's activity tent, 80 arts and crafts vendors, food vendors. Certainly a good one down on City Dock tomorrow from 10 to 7 p.m. And also up tomorrow at the Eastport Democratic Club, it is the Eastport Oktoberfest. It gets underway, as all things do in Eastport, at the crack of noon, goes till 5 p.m. They will have a great selection of beer, specialty drinks, food trucks, live music from Sean Hedrick and the Leftovers. They will have a 12-ounce beer can regatta going on where you can just watch or participate. They do ask for a $10 donation to get in. However, the big event tomorrow is the second annual Twist and Stout Maryland Beer and Maryland Wine Festival. This is happening at Quiet Waters Park. It gets underway at noon. It goes till 6 p.m. What's unique about this is that the county actually puts this on. This is the only event where you can have alcohol served in the park in a public event. They did this last year. It was a wonderful success. You're going to see up for the entertainment, you're going to see the Naptown Brass Band, you're going to see the Groove Spot Band, and all of the beers and wines are Maryland beer and wine. You're not going to have any Delaware ones. You're not going to have any from California or any other place. It's all Maryland beer and wine. And I will tell you, Parks and Rec does a great job putting that on. You can get more information at twistandstout.org. Sunday, it is International Day in West Annapolis. You have your choice of one or both. From 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., it is the Fiesta Italiana. This is the Annapolis Italian Festival. Has Italian wine, beer, cordials, pasta, pizza, sausage, eggplant, meatballs, you name it, it has it. It is the 6th annual, and this is held at the Sons of Italy facility, which is at 620 Ridgely Avenue in West Annapolis. The big event on Sunday, though, is in West Annapolis along Annapolis Street. It is their 29th annual Oktoberfest. Beer, live music, German food, artists, crafters, moon bounces for the kids, and much, much more. You're going to have the Pretty Music Academy there. This is put on by the West Annapolis Business Affiliation. It is free. And a late and new addition to the fun that will be happening there is our very own Mission Escape Rooms has developed a mobile escape room, so you'll be able to try to escape out of that. I guess if you can't, then you're going to be stuck in a trailer driving down the road someplace. Again, this gets underway at noon in West Annapolis. This is an awful lot of fun. It is free to attend, and West Annapolis Business Affiliation has done an awful lot in the last year or two to really put West Annapolis in the spotlight. You'll remember we had the Clydesdales there last year. We're going to have them again this year. They've got the Oktoberfest. They have the parklets, which are additional sidewalk seating out there now. They have a Christmas market. All sorts of great things coming out of the West Annapolis Business Affiliation. So if you haven't been over to West Annapolis, this is a perfect excuse to go out and check it out. I need to slide a little bit into Monday, and this is another AM/FM tribute concert. We know that Rick Ocasek from the Cars had passed away earlier this month, and as they always do, they pulled together all the local musicians that are going to come in, and they are going to pay tribute to Rick Ocasek and the Cars. The bands that are confirmed so far include Starbelly, Pretty Big Deal, Cajun Kelly Band, Eric Scott, Meg Murray, Doug Segree, Mosaic, Jarflies, Kavusi, the Timmy Metz Band, and a whole bunch more. The doors for this open at 5 p.m., and it's being held at Union Jack's, not at the Ramshead where they typically do their shows. This is at Union Jack's. The show will start at 7 p.m. Tickets are $20 in advance, $30 at the door. They do benefit AM/FM, and you can get information at unionjacks.com. And finally, keep in mind that the Powerboat Show is coming into town. Thursday is the VIP preview day. The boat show will be in place Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and this is one of the world's largest in-water boat shows. We are lucky to have it here, so if you are looking to buy a powerboat or into powerboats or just want something fun to do, go on down to City Dock and hop on in the Powerboat Show. It rolls up here on Thursday. Whew. That's about it for the weekend. Pick 1, 2, 3, 4, do them all, and good luck with that. But whatever you do, please do it safely. We want to see you here on Monday. Have a good weekend.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., keeping you informed with the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. And take a moment to listen to our other podcast, The Maryland Crabs, released every Thursday at noon.